Coming up. Cruising along the coast of Michigan. This is all fresh water. Everything you see behind me is fresh water. This is Great Lakes sailing. Well, it is the day of the day. We're going to be sailing over to Chicago, and my dad is just driving to drop me off. Sam is meeting us at the boat. We're hoping to get out of here around 9:30 or so. Just doing one last check of the weather on the phone. It looks like we missed most of the rain clouds that moved through here early this morning, so we're looking at a pretty clear day, around 15 to 18 knots. Have a last few things to do in South Haven before we get going, and then we should be good to go. I just said no rain, and it looks like some drops have just started to hit the windshield. Shortly after we got to the marina, Sam arrived. Together we loaded up the boat and then got underway. Alright, let's get it undone. I'll do those. All right, so we are off on the Black River, which is the river that leads into South Haven and forms the harbor and the marinas. We just have to wait for a bridge up here. Sam is getting the line stowed. Looks like we got some fishermen launching a boat. And it's actually shaping up to be a pretty nice day. The weather the last few days before this trip kind of went back and forth. It was like, oh, it's gonna be great, sunny, beautiful, great wind, looks like it's gonna rain most of the day, and now we're kind of back to that partially sunny, partially like, cloudy. There's a dog over here chasing geese. Now we're just playing the waiting game for the bridge to open, and it's gonna be a great day. Towards the late afternoon, early evening, it does look like the wind jumps up a little bit. We go from 20 knot gust to around 28 and 32, so we're really gonna try and be in before that.
Reefing weather.
Yeah, that's reefing weather.
This keeps up, get my sunglasses on.
It's just me here, does that bridge not seem open all the way?
Looks like it's still going up.
It's definitely not open all the way.
First boom bonk of the season.
Looks like there's a sailboat just offshore there. You see that? There's a clipper ship.
Yeah, sir.
Is that Friends Goodwill? After getting out on the water, it was time to hoist the mainsail, and that meant Sam going out onto the foredeck to untie the sail and guide it up the mast. Over the past few years, Sam and I have gained a lot of confidence in each other when he's on the foredeck, and it's always nice to see the sail go up. All right, we're just getting started here. We got the main up, and decent amount of wind. Every once in a while we get these about 3-4 foot 3 feet. 3-foot swells. But for the most part, we're looking at around 1 to 2 feet, not bad. We are kind of taking it on the nose, which is not what we expected, but through the day, this wind is expected to clock around behind us, so that'll be nice. Right now, we just have the mainsail up. We're getting a feel for things. Looking at the rig, making sure everything's good. It's kind of our shakedown portion of our cruise. And then we'll pull the Genoa out probably relatively shortly as soon as we get things figured out. So far so good. It's sunny, it's cold. We're about 40, what is it right now? 41 degrees?
47.
Yeah, 40, okay. The water temperature is 47. I thought you said the air.
The air temperature is like 44.
Yeah, the air temperature is 44 degrees. That's cold.
But the sun is out.
The sun is out. Everything is better when the sun is out, and we're prepared for this weather. So we should be okay. Heading up, watch the film. Is that enough or do you want more?
No, that's good.
I just headed upwind a little bit. Sam thought that the halyard wasn't quite tight enough, so we came upwind a little bit. That takes tension off of the sails, which makes it easier to crank up that halyard. So we did that, now we're looking good. These are the little things you find out and figure out when you're just getting out on the water. All right, we got the Genoa up, got the mainsail up. It's looking pretty good. We're doing 4.9. We know if we're doing 5 knots, we can reach our destination in about 8 hours, which is our goal. We're kind of still taking it on the nose a little bit. Playing with the sails, definitely. It's a little gusty. We're probably gonna have to throw it a reef eventually here, Sam, don't you think? Maybe. Yeah, just kind of felt, we just jumped up to 5.6. So we're cruising and just playing with the sails, making sure everything looks good. For the most part it does, so. Sweet. Cruising along the coast of Michigan. This is all fresh water. Everything you see behind me is fresh water, man.
Suck in California.
Yeah. This is Great Lakes sailing. And it's beautiful. A little cold, but beautiful. Behind us we have the west coast of Michigan. Some of the best beaches in the world. And a power plant, but we don't have to show that on camera. Woo! And the boat is just moving. Sam is currently participating in the most common form of entertainment when on a sailboat. What are you reading?
Spins.
Oh, dude, Theo was talking about that. Is it good?
So far, I can't put it down.
Man, it really doesn't get much better than this. We just have a solid blow. The boat is just moving beautifully. You know, Candelion, as people say, you know, they say things about them. Like every single boat. But this boat's from 1989, well over 30 years old. We're moving 6.24 knots. Sails are trimmed perfectly. The helm is really well balanced. I'm doing it with one hand. I mean, it's a beautiful day. I mean, there's just not a cloud above us. Just the distance there. That just adds to the scenery, you know. It's just we're just coming up to St. Joseph off our port bow. Probably pass it in the next hour and a half. It's just awesome. It's a beautiful day for sailing. The waves are they're just going down. They're not really going up. I mean, it's just awesome. Unfortunately, after a couple hours of sailing, we noticed something not quite as awesome happening with the backstay. I looked up and noticed the turnbuckle was missing cotter pins. The turnbuckle, which is the only thing connecting the bottom of our adjustable backstay to the upper part of the backstay and the mast. So we went to work fixing the problem.
Point of sail for this either, because we've got all the tension of all the stays and stuff on this. I mean, I've got it to a point where I can put cotter pins in.
Okay.
So we can just do that if we want. I think that's the easy choice right now.
Okay. Well guys, we're trying to film and do boat work and sail a boat. So Sam, our autopilot is currently being overpowered by the wind here. So we're back to hand steering. But what Sam is doing up there is he's just putting in those cotter pins. That's better.
I think that should be good.
I think that should be good?
Yeah.
So he just put those cotter pins in the turnbuckles, which should keep them from spinning out of place and keep the cables linked together, which we want to do, especially right now, because as Sam pointed out earlier, right now all of the tension, or a lot of the tension, is actually on that cable, on that backstay right now, because we're on a run, which means the force is being pushed forward. There's a lot of, I think the wind is really picking up. So we are wanting to head up. All right. See if we can get us back on course. That's better. Yeah. So anyway, we're on a run. All of the force is being pushed forward, which means all of the pressure, all of the tension is on that back to stay right there. So, you know, it probably would have been fine, but when you see problems, you should jump on them right away. I mean, general rule of thumb when sailing.
Ones that can make the mast fall over.
Right. Looks like we're passing a weather buoy off of our port side. Sam kind of rides on it. Port.
Yeah.
That means we're probably about just 2 miles out. They tend to put those weather buoys on Lake Michigan anyway, about 2 miles out. All right, that was exciting.
Yeah.
Just as you said, been pretty uneventful. So we just went upwind quite a bit and got splashed around quite a bit. We were kind of held on a reach. We're a little bit over canvas. Actually, we're a lot over canvas. So when we came up, we were in about 22 knots of wind and the boat just was not responding. Then we were able to catch either a lighter portion of wind or a wave and push the boat back downwind the direction we wanted to go. And so now we are headed in the right direction back to New Buffalo, with an arrival time of about 5:27, which will be perfect for dinner. Yeah, be careful.
That's why I got a big bear hugger out.
I see that, but still be careful. All right, it took us a second, but we got the sails down. It's really breezy. It's only picking up. And then we had the challenge of this channel. There's no lighthouse or pier head or anything like that. It's just a break wall with a port and starboard channel mark. So figured that out. And we're gonna make for safe harbor. I think it's time. We ended up making it to the New Buffalo Channel entrance in about 25 to 30 knots of wind and around 3.5 to 4 foot waves, which we were taking on the beam. It all got pretty exciting there for a while, but we made it into the harbor and then got docked at the marina. And after getting the boat set up, we began to make some food and then ate dinner. It was a great adventure for our first day and an awesome way to start out our trip to Chicago.